All right, get ready for this. You got a backlash against pro-slavery historical figures, and it has led to schools being renamed and statues being removed or destroyed, and we've told you that over the last 2 years. But the latest victim could be one of America's largest cities. Texas state capital Austin is named for Stephen F. Austin, the state's founding father. But Austin supported slavery, owned slaves himself. Now a report by Austin's chief equity officer suggests the city should consider renaming itself in an effort to blot out its memory. John Daniel Davidson is a senior contributor at The Federalist and joins us right now. John, you think this should happen? Get rid of Austin?
Oh, yeah, let's get rid of Austin, Houston, Washington, D.C. Let's get rid of them all. If we're going to go down this road, there's no stopping it.
Madison, Wisconsin, how about that?
Yeah, there you go. Jackson, Mississippi. You know, this is the problem when this whole thing started, where we had to remove Confederate statues and we had to rename schools that were named after Confederate generals and Jefferson Davis. It was really obvious from the beginning that there was no limiting principle to the renaming, that once we start renaming schools and streets and cities and tearing down statues, eventually we're going to have to go after the founding fathers. We're going to have to go after Abraham Lincoln. We're going to have to go after Woodrow Wilson. Everybody in the past who had opinions that today are unacceptable is going to have to go.
Right. By the way, you can go back even a short time ago. Remember, there was a lot of political figures who were against same-sex marriage. Now it's hard to find many that are. People evolve, people get better. No one defends slavery. But, man, there's a lot to be proud of in our history, and we should debate it, talk about it, and go over it. And I got to give credit to George P. Bush. He's the only political figure I can see right now who stood up, you know, the son of Jeb. He said the nephew of the former president. He says that absolutely not. This will not be taken down. There would be no Texas if it wasn't for Steve Austin, who took on the mantle of his father, Moses Austin, who died before Texas could become a state. But first, it was its own nation. You can't deny that history.
No, you can't. And, you know, we have to take our history, warts and all. One of the things that we have to accept about American history is that it's painful, it's complicated, but also the ways that we remember our history are complicated too. So the statues, the naming of things after Confederate generals and leaders, it's all now a part of our history. Rather than tearing it down and trying to eradicate it and erase it, why don't we try to educate ourselves and our children about it? Why don't we add more explanatory plaques next to the statues instead of tearing them down, so that we understand better where we came from and where we're going, instead of trying to erase the past and blot out the unpleasant parts?
10-second answer. Is it a mission of people to make Americans embarrassed about their history, or is this just coincidence?
No, this is part of a ploy to use history and public memory as a political weapon. So that's exactly what it is.
John Daniel Davidson, thanks so much. And they do say it's unlikely that it will change its name, but they are focused on the Confederate statue. That is it for us for now.